This is section 6.4, page 1 on rational number system. Remember, rational is just a fancy word for fraction. Okay, so basically we're being told that all these properties we've been talking about in the past we have for fractions. So if we add two fractions, we still get a fraction. We can change the order when we're adding. That's the commutative property, and we get the same answer. We can change the grouping. Here we have the first two grouped, here we have the last two grouped. Doesn't matter, still get the same answer. When we add 0 to a fraction, we get that same fraction back. And when we add the opposite, we end up with 0. Also, make note that a negative sign can be put right in front of the fraction, or in the numerator, or in the denominator. They all are equivalent. Generally speaking, we see the first two. We don't like to put the negative in the denominator. It just looks funny. Okay, so now those were all the addition properties. We're going to get the same thing when we multiply fractions. If we multiply two fractions, we still get a fractional answer. We can change the order when we multiply, and we still get the same answer. We can regroup and still get the same answer. The distributive property applies, meaning that you go ahead and you take multiply AB times the first one here, and then multiply AB times the second one here, and add the two things. It doesn't matter if subtraction, same thing. Multiply there, first two, then subtract when we multiply the second ones. When we multiply 0 times a fraction, we get 0. When we multiply 1 times a fraction, we get that same fraction back. And when we multiply by the reciprocal, we get 1, because that would be AB over AB, which is 1. Of course, none of these denominators here can be 0. All right, so let's try our first problem. It says, what properties can you use to make these computations easy? So when we look at it, the parentheses are telling us we should add these two things first. The problem with that is they have different denominators, so it's not anything we could really do mentally. It's going to be difficult. But if we take a look at the first two here, we notice they have the same denominators, and we add them, it's going to be really easy. So let's use the property that says we're going to regroup. Let's put 2/5 together with 3/5. Okay, so which property is that? Well, if we slide on up here, we regrouped. We changed the parentheses, and that's the associative property. So we say the associative property here of addition. Okay, and so then when we do it, we're adding these two. So we get 2 plus 3 is 5. The denominator stays the same. And then plus 2/3. Well, this gives us 1 plus 2/3. Or what is our answer? Just 1 2/3. Okay, so that's how we would do that problem. So now I would like you to go ahead and do your classwork. And then when you're done with that, go on to page 2.